Good morning. Today we will see stepper motor interfacing to LPC 1768 ARM Cortex M3. Firstly, we will see what is a stepper motor. Stepper motor is an electromechanical device which converts your electrical pulses into mechanical movement in terms of steps. Usually the steps are discrete in value. Okay, this is a stepper motor diagram here. Physically we can see it. Okay, so in a stepper motor you take it, it will be two kinds. It will be unipolar stepper motor or a bipolar stepper motor. The stepper motor which is available in our college is of type unipolar stepper motor. So unipolar stepper motor means usually it will be of 5 leads or 6 leads. So one which we have it is of 5 lead. The configuration is shown here. The red is a coil A, red white is a coil B, green is your coil C, green white is your coil D. There's a one common wire which is a black. It's a common to your motor. So whenever there's a 5 lead, we usually call it as unipolar stepper motor. And in order to make this motor to rotate, we have to energize the coil one at a time. That is, coil A is energized. After some time, coil B is energized. Next, after some time, coil C is energized. After some time, coil D is energized. Once coil D is energized, next in order motor to rotate, again coil A has to be energized, followed by B, followed by C, then followed by D. Okay. So whenever you are energizing the motor in this fashion, we call it that as a full step sequence or a full step mode. That is, we have totally four coils: coil A, coil B, coil C, and coil D. So first, if you energize coil A, then followed by B, then followed by C, then followed by D. Whenever you are energizing the coil A, B, and followed by D, the motor rotates in clockwise direction. If you energize the coil as coil D, coil C, then coil B, then coil A, the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. So after every step, we have to give a delay because the coil requires some time to get energized. So, so this value, if you give it as 1, that is there's a binary equivalent 0001. In decimal it is 1. Next it is 2. This is 4, 8. If you give 1, 2, 4 and 8 for your stepper motor, it rotates in clockwise direction. If you give it as 8, 4, 2 and 1, the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. In our college, the coil A is connected to the port 2.0, coil B to port 2.1, coil C to port 2.2, coil D to your port 2.3. That is, four coils of your stepper motor are connected to your port 2.0 to 2.3. Next, if a stepper motor has to make one revolution, the one revolution is nothing but 360 degree. So one step we can find it out by using this formula, that is 360 divided by step angle. Usually for every stepper motor, the step angle will be mentioned. The stepper motor which we have it in our college, the step angle is of 1.8 degree. So one revolution is 360 degree, divided by 1.8 will be of 200 steps. In order to make a stepper motor to make one revolution, it has to make 200 steps like this. Okay, one after the other. So whenever it makes 200 steps rotation, then only it would have completed one complete revolution. So this is about your stepper motor basics. Now next we'll see how to program your stepper motor. So first we have, as usual, we have to define a preprocessor directive for any high level language. So here also we are going to write the program in C, embedded C. Okay. So here we are going to use LPC 1768 registers. Whenever you want to use this register, you have to include a preprocessor directive as include LPC 1768 dot H. Okay. This XX indicates 68. Okay. Here, I have written a function prototype void clockwise void. That is, it's not going to return any data and it also not going to accept any input parameters. There's a one function prototype called as clockwise to rotate your motor in clockwise direction. Other function prototype is anti-clockwise direction function prototype. Okay. I have defined two variables which is of type integer and another three temporary variables I, j and k all are initialized to the value 0. I'm starting my main program here. Okay. Next, our stepper motor is connected to P2.0 to 2.3. So whenever you want to use this port, it should be configured as GPIO or any other alternate function. Since the stepper motor is an output device, it should be configured to general purpose input output. Okay. So the port 2 is controlled by a pin selection register 4 according to our architecture. So we have to use a command or a statement LPC pin configuration pin selection 4. Okay, so we want the configuration as GPIO. Whenever you want configuration as GPIO, you have to send a value called as 00 to your pin selection 4. Since we are going to use from P2.0 to 2.3, that is totally 4 pins. Okay, so we have to send a 0 at the last position. Okay, so we are not going to use the other ports of your P2.0. Okay, so all others are made as 0. Okay, so here this 0 indicates the entire P2.0 to 2.15 completely it is configured as GPIO. Okay, even though we are using only 4 pins, all other pins we are by general we are made it as GPIO. Okay, next P2.0 to 2.3. Okay, P2.0 to 2.3 should be configured as output port because our coils are connected to P2.0 to 2.3. So whenever you want to configure any port as output port, you have to make it as 1. That is P2.0 to 2.3, it is 1111. So if you group it into 4 bits, we get a hexadecimal value as F. This F is sent to your LPC GPIO 2 FIO direction register. Whenever you send a F value to your GPIO FIO direction, that is a port pin P2.0 to 2.3 will be configured as output port. Okay. Next, any embedded system, if you take, it should be in a continuous loop. So we have used a infinite loop here while one. Okay. So whatever you write it here, it will be in a infinite loop. Okay. So you never and a real-time embedded application should terminate. So only we have written it as a infinite loop. Okay, so next we have taken a for loop here which is going to run for 50 number of times. So this for loop 50 number of times, it's going to call a function called as clockwise. That is, clockwise function is called totally 50 number of times. Then I've taken one more for loop which is a small delay before calling a anti-clockwise direction, because you should see the direction changing from clockwise to anti-clockwise direction. So this delay program is inserted here. Okay, next we have one more for loop which is also going to run for 50 number of times, but this time it is going to call a function called as anti-clockwise direction. Again, anti-clockwise direction also is called for 50 number of times in your main program. So next, again there's a one more delay is inserted here. That is, shifting from anti-clockwise to clockwise direction, we want to see the direction change on your motor. So again one more delay is inserted here. So 50 number of times clockwise is called. After some time anti-clockwise direction function is called. After some time again clockwise. This loop will be in a infinite times. Now we'll see what is clockwise function definition. So what is happening there? So here, so for a clockwise direction, I showed it in the word file there. The first value should be 1. That 1 is copied to variable 1 here, and we have totally 4 steps. So the for loop is going to run for I is equal to 0, I less than equal to 3. That is totally 4 steps. For a clockwise direction, the first time the value should be 1, next it should be 2, next it should be 4, next it should be 8. So first LPC GPIO2 FIO pin variable 1 value sent here. That is 1 is sent on your FIO pin of GPIO2. So the coil A get energized. Okay. Next, whatever the value you have it in this variable, it is left shifted by 1. Whenever you shift 1 by left shift by 1 bit, so the value changes to 2. Okay. After some time, again that value is put to your FIO pin. That is, now the value 2 is sent on your FIO pin. That coil B get energized. Again the value is left shifted by 1. Now the 2 becomes 4. After some time, that value is sent to your FIO pin. That is 4 is sent now. Next, again it is left shifted by 1. It becomes 8. 8 is sent to your FIO pin. That is 1, 2, 4 and 8 is sent on your FIO pin. So coil A, coil B, coil C and coil D get energized. So that is, we have 4 steps being get energized in one for loop here. Again, this clockwise program or a clockwise function is called by 50 number of times. Inside your clockwise function, there are totally 4 steps. 4 steps into 50 makes 200 steps. 200 steps leads the motor to rotate one complete revolution. You know, one complete revolution takes 200 steps. Similarly, anti-clockwise direction, the first value should be loaded, should be 8. Okay, again, this for loop also is going to run totally 4 times, but this time see here, instead of left shift, we have a right shift. If you right shift your value 8, it becomes 4. That 4 is sent to your FIO pin. Next, again, if you right shift 4, it will become 2. Again, if you right shift that one by 1, but it becomes 1. That is, you are sending 8, 4, 2, and 1 on your port pin. So whenever you send the values as 8, 4, 2, and 1, coil D, coil C, coil B, coil A get energized and the motor rotates in anti-clockwise direction. Now next, we will see in the video clip how to interface your real stepper motor demo. Okay. Experiment using ARM Cortex LPC1768 evolution board. This evolution board consists of all the hardware equipments built on a single board. This board is from the company called as ALS, which stands for Advanced Electronic System. So here we have the main processor, which is nothing but our Cortex M3 LPC1768 from the company NXP. Okay. So we have so many hardware experiment. The first experiment we are going to see it with here is keyboard interface. We have keys here which you can press and you can get which key is pressed. And here we have a 7-segment display. You can get the digits on this display. And we have a DC motor which you can control your DC motor. Here we have a relay where you can control your lights. Here we have a buzzer, so you can get a sound over here. You can control the frequency of it and get the different sounds. And here we have a stepper motor interface. Then we have an analog to digital conversion over here. Next, we have a PWM signal. You can control your lights and the intensity of the light. I2C, okay, and in system programming, where you can program this entire board using your UART, okay. And we have so many peripherals, everything present on a single board. This is about your board introduction. Next, this is the adapter which you have to connect it for this board. How you connect your mobile for adapter for charging. Similarly, for this board also works on 5 volts DC using this adapter. This adapter pin has to be connected backside of this board. Okay, here we have a pin where you have to connect it. This is about your adapter. Next, we are going to use a stepper motor which rotates in stepwise motion. Next, we have a 2-pin relay mat connector which you are going to use it for digital to analog conversion. Next, we have a USB to UART connect. So whenever you are downloading the program from USB cable to your serial USB port, you are going to connect it to this board. Okay, so this is about your components which you are going to use it for your hardware experiments. So first hardware experiment, we will see it for a stepper motor. Already the program I have typed it here. So I'm going to show the demo how the stepper motor program is going to be downloaded to your hardware board, then how the stepper motor is going to run and it's controlled. Okay, I have typed the program. I will save it, build it. So we have to create a C-level language to your hex file. That hex file is created. To create a hex file, go to your target, right click, option for the target. Okay, here output, we have an option here as output. Okay, then you have to tick here to create a hex file, so that all your processor will understand hex file, not the C language. So you have to convert your C level language to your hex file. So this is the option which you have to take it. Say OK here and rebuild it. So now the hex file is generated. We have 0 error, 0 warning. Once you get 0 error, 0 warning, and if you have created your hex file, next you have to use one more software which is called as FlashMagic. Okay, so the FlashMagic software is here. Okay, so here we have to do some setup, initial setup. Select your device. The device which we are going to select here is, we are going to use it here is LPC1768. Select the device and the COM port. For this system, the USB cable is connected to your COM port 3. Okay, so USB port is connected to your UART here, which is at COM port 3. So we have to select COM port 3. It will be changing from one system to other system. For our system, it is COM port 3. Select the baud rate as 19200 and here interface as none, you make it. The oscillator frequency is 12 and your hex file, you have to select the drive. Go to browse it here, go to your folder, So mine it is a stepper motor program. So select your stepper motor hex file. Then open it. Then put a tick mark for verify after programming. Then say start. Now the program starts downloading from your system to your kit. Okay. Now the program starts downloading from your system to your kit. Now it is downloaded to your system. Okay. Now the stepper motor starts running. It is rotating in clockwise. So 4 direction it will rotate in clockwise. Later it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Is rotating the stepper motor rotation. It is in terms of steps. Slowly it will be rotating. You can control the speed as well as you can control the direction. Now it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. After making one complete revolution, it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Once it finishes anti-clockwise direction, one complete revolution, again it will go back to clockwise direction.